Shalom, family. It's good to see everybody here. Well, we're going to talk about the migrants and what's going on. And I'm sure many of you have already heard about the crimes they are committing all over the place. And many of them have started committing those crimes the moment they step foot on this soil. So there is definitely a big criminal element coming. Now, last week I was listening to a video, and it was a man that lives in Arizona. He said the drug cartels are all over the mountain areas of Arizona. They are all in there. And he said they weren't there before, but they are there. Their presence is there. And he was talking about how they came in like it was nothing. So you can expect more of this because let's face it, nobody's being vetted. They are coming over with no ID. They can literally tell you any name, any fake address or anything. You wouldn't know whether they were telling the truth or not. And hey, if this is the way they want it, there is a price to pay. So, coming out of New York, because I know we've also heard about the crime coming out of Chicago as well. So, let me share my screen and we will get into it. And they're not the only ones from South America coming in here from the jump committing crimes. They're really committing crimes from all over, no matter where they're coming from. All right. All right, everybody. Please give me a one if you can see my screen. Please give me a one. Oh, yeah. Some American citizens have already been robbed and attacked by these folks. And you know how it is when they want something. Thank you, everybody. When they want something, they'll just keep it out of the news. All right. This is how hateful they are in this country. They'll keep the criminal elements of them coming in out of the news and keep talking bad about us above all things. This is what they will do. So it'll seem like, oh, we are the bad guys, and these guys are just coming in and they're just trying to work hard. They're just trying to work. That's what they'll do in the media here. And we always look like the bad guy. But you got plenty of bad element coming in here, and they will go silent about it in the same manner that they go silent about all the crime that's going on in their own community. So let's get into this, y'all. Let's get into it. Now, the migrant that you are looking at right here, the one that's got the biggest face on here, right here, he started committing crimes within 2 weeks of arriving in New York. He has committed 14 crimes and been arrested 6 times in the last 2 months. And this is his name, Daniel Hernandez Martinez, 29. That might not even be his name, y'all. That may not be his name at all. So they said he has been arrested multiple times, and this is far from the only one. They said these crimes that are being committed are more common than you think, and these are not isolated incidents at all. These migrants are getting arrested quite often in New York, and we really don't know who they are. Now, this is the police talking. We really don't have ID. He said they don't have no kind of ID. Virtually none of them got ID. And they're not being vetted properly, but some of them are committing the most violent crimes here. Not surprised. So Martinez allegedly been on a crime spree since he came here. And they said his first crime started at a Costco at 974 3rd Avenue in Brooklyn. Martinez stole a jar of Nutella, slippers, Snickers, hats, Gillette razors, Dove body wash, the police said. So he was charged with petty larceny and released. Well, they said he went to Dwayne Reed not long after that, and he stole a toolkit in Manhattan. The next day, he went shoplifting. So he just going on a shopping spree. This time he went to another Dwayne Reed on West 35th Street in Manhattan. Then he did another crime, and this time he pulled out a large knife when the NYPD officer started walking towards him and said he was yelling, probably in his language, and the cop just didn't understand. This is according to court records. They're saying Martinez was charged with menacing this time. And of course, he got released again. And said he was not eligible for bail. They just let him go. So 3 weeks later, he attacked a man near Times Square, Jeffrey Braddock, 52 years old, out of the blue, he said, with a bike tire in front of him at the Row Hotel. And that's a migrant shelter in Times Square. So this same dude attacked a person, physically attacked a person. And Braddock, an independent journalist who said he was there to document the migrant influx, had previously interviewed Martinez and was baffled about why he was attacked. Probably figured you got money. That's probably what it was. So he said, I did a nice interview with this guy, and he turned around and attacked him after the interview. Who posted his video about the migrants on social media, and he said he got nearly 1 million likes. And after posting the video, Braddock got 48,000 new followers on TikTok. He said he hit me with a bike tire. I called the police, and then he jumped in a dumpster. Uh, he said, and a really fit cop had to go after him, but this guy still got away. Then the same guy violently attacked a woman in Midtown Manhattan, the cop said. He grabbed a stranger by the hair and dragged her across the floor, and she was, of course, kicking and screaming. He smashed her phone, and this happened on West 45th Street around 1 a.m., according to the court documents. So this same guy was charged with menacing, assault, criminal mischief, and weapon possession, and was placed on supervised release. According to court documents, 3 days later, he was arrested again for menacing with a weapon and harassment after threatening a stranger with a chain in front of 701 8th Street, according to the police. He was again released with no bail. And then 4 days later, he was arrested for using a large metal pipe to break locks to steal bikes in Times Square, the police said. He was charged with petty larceny, criminal mischief, and possession of stolen property and burglary tools. Wow. This came from one person, and they said these crimes are so frequent, they are happening all the time. But you notice one key thing that you're not hearing, y'all? they're not saying they're going to deport him. You notice that in the whole story? In this whole story, not one time did they say, we are going to deport him. They just keep letting him go. And he keeps coming out here and committing more crimes and attacking people. Okay. And yes, I heard in Chicago a couple of folks got into fist fights with these migrants, got into knockdown, drag out fights with them. That is ridiculous. So no, I got more of a story to tell you. Now, there is also an influx of migrants coming from Guinea. And these migrants are showing up at the Tucson, Arizona border. This is what the border agents are saying. They're saying there is an influx of migrants from Guinea with fake passports. What they're doing is, and you know where these fake passports are coming from? Their own government is playing a role in helping them obtain these fake passports. So they take the fake passports, give a fake name, and they're posing as minors because they said it's easier to enter the US if they think you are a minor. So these illegals are changing their ages and their names and pretending to be unaccompanied minors so that they have a better chance of getting into the United States. The Border Patrol notice advises agents on what to look out for, provides examples of real and fake Guinean passports. It warns that the passports issued in the municipality of where they came from. Okay. And they are coming in here with all these altered passports trying to play as minors, and they're actually adults. The notice also alerted agents that the Ghanaian government might be playing a direct role in the fraud. Custodial interviews with these migrants with suspected phony passports indicated that the government officials may be advising people to obtain new passports. They can change their age and name to have a better chance of getting into the US as minors. Now, Guinea is in West Africa, ladies and gentlemen. So, most encounters or Border Patrol notes from adults claiming to be unaccompanied children. Another migrant, according to Border Patrol, stole many blank passport books from the ministry in Guinea and has been selling and issuing the passports without any proper procedures. The alert comes as hundreds of adult men, and these are primarily men from Guinea, have been crossing into the Tucson sector. Border Patrol sources estimate that nearly 170 Ghanaian nationals have crossed into Tucson on Saturday alone. So it's no telling how many have crossed over with those fake passports and didn't get caught. But it seems to me like they're not doing much, even if they know it's fake. But yes, they said it's a lot of shoplifting going on in New York, a lot of crimes where they are stealing and robbing people on the streets that these migrants have been doing. And they said it didn't take long for them to do it. They start doing it the moment they step foot in New York. Same way with Chicago. We heard the same thing coming out of Chicago. Yeah, it's disturbing. But like I said, you notice the one thing in all of these stories, they never used the word deport, did they? They never said in either story that they were deporting these people or they've committed so many crimes, they're sending them back to their countries. You don't even hear that in the story. They won't lock these people up. See, that's why they're doing it. They won't lock them up, and they're not saying they're going to deport them. How are you going to let some dude come here and commit over 14 crimes, and some of the crimes entail harming American citizens, and you just unleashing them back out on the street to do it again? 14 crimes, and they still got them out here in New York. So somebody at the top must be telling NYPD or ICE not to touch these people. No matter what they do, don't touch them. But this is unbelievable. Now, if it was one of us, shoot, we don't even have to commit a crime to end up behind bars. They'll make up a story and get you arrested. Okay, but these immigrants are really truly committing, and they said, they even admitted in the story, they're violent crimes. But they'll snatch a black man or woman and fabricate some crime and throw you behind bars for 30, 40, 50 years. And I was looking at a story, and I can't remember whether it was Nevada or Arizona. Well, these immigrants, the cop was trying to arrest immigrants. Do you know they turned around and attacked the cop? They fought the cop. But what did they tell us? Oh, cooperate, cooperate. I don't hear none of y'all, even on the news, telling the immigrants to cooperate. But y'all tell us, right? Comply, comply. Where's the comply people? Where's the comply people? How come we don't hear from you when all these migrants are doing this stuff out here? Where's the comply people? But you'll run up in our comment section talking all that comply crap. But you don't have nothing to say about this, right? Where's your comply advice? Not only are the authorities and the politicians full of crap, these citizens that love running around saying that to us are full of crap too. So, ladies and gentlemen, be careful going to these cities that are letting these migrants flood up in there, and watch your surroundings, because they seem to be attacking a lot of people, and nothing significant is being done. But I remember when Greg Abbott had those Haitians in Texas, he was very quick to jump up and get those planes ready to fly them the hell up on out of there, right? Oh, yeah, I heard about all the prostitution in Chicago, but you know what? That's going on in New York too. That's going on in New York too. So y'all be careful out there, especially if you live in a city and you see all these people all of a sudden coming out of the blue. Be careful and make sure your children know what's going on too. Don't send your kids out in the streets and they don't know what's happening. Make sure they are well informed too. Mhm. Yeah, and you know where they love sending these people, right? You see how violent they are, right? They want to send them to what they call the black community when they get here. That's exactly what, and then they become a burden to our people, and they don't care. They don't care. But look at how they keep committing crimes and getting apprehended by the police and released. You notice not one cop has shot them yet? You let a black man go and rob a store and even do a fraction of what these immigrants are doing, and he would be dead. And you notice the ones that are going door to door in the neighborhood knocking for food, money, and clothing, you notice they're not shooting them either. You let that be some black people knocking on doors asking for those very same things. They wouldn't have hesitated to pull their gun out, be screaming, stand their ground, and everything else. So trust me, the fact that they hesitate to do something to this people tell you when anything happens, they look to kill our people. Let this be the proof right here. Let this be the proof right here. They look to kill us. But if it's anyone else committing a crime up in here, they all of a sudden got restraint. Not only the citizens, but the police too. The politicians too. Everybody got restraint now, except for when it comes down to us. Always remember that. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. And please share the video, get the word out. And if you got family in these cities, make sure they know what's going on so they don't get caught by surprise out in these streets. Shalom, family.